What's up guys, if you clicked on this video then you want to see a powerful perfume build that has been making the rounds lately for absolutely demolishing bosses. The Lightning Perfume Bottle and the Rolling Sparks Ash of War have recently received a lot of attention because of how together they literally melt some of the hardest content in the game. Unfortunately this was recently patched, but I've been hearing rumors that it is still quite potent, so I decided to try it out for myself, and as you can see by the gameplay, this build is still a very good contender for a top tier build even post patch. So in order to replicate this build for yourselves, you're going to want to equip the following. Starting out, we have the Lightning Perfume Bottle. Obviously, you want to take everything that you equip and max it out level-wise. Make sure that it has the Rolling Sparks Ash of War equipped on it. Pretty much what this Ash of War does is that when you activate it, it sends out a pretty lengthy AoE lightning attack that does just absolute insane damage. I've seen a few videos here and there of people saying that you're supposed to aim at enemies' feet when you use this, because for whatever reason it glitches out the hitbox or something and causes even more damage. I tried to replicate this a few times to absolutely no avail, and as someone who values consistency, I would just say to continue to lock onto the enemy when you use this. Now I like to use these perfume bottles with both hands. For those of you who don't know, the perfume bottles can in fact be equipped in each hand, much like a fist weapon. However, before I enter a boss room, naturally you're going to want to have some kind of a seal so that you can activate your Golden Vow and Flame Guarantee strength buffs. For the armor, just go ahead and equip the Rakshasa set. This armor will increase all the damage that you deal, and while it also does increase the damage taken, I would say that it's completely worth it for a lot of these builds in the game now. As far as talismans go, you want to obviously have the Perfumer's Talisman equipped, as this raises the potency of any perfume applications. Next we have the Shard of Alexander. This greatly boosts the attack power of your skills, and being that you're primarily only going to be using the Rolling Sparks Ash of War, this is a prime candidate for a talisman to have with this build. In the third slot, you want the Lightning Scorpion Charm, as this raises your lightning attack, obviously synergizing with the Lightning Perfume Bottle. And for the last talisman, it can really be the user's preference. I personally like the Ritual Sword Talisman, as it raises attack power when you have full HP. Usually when you run into a boss fight with all of your buffs equipped, you're going to have full HP, so at least one of your attacks is guaranteed to have higher damage than the others, just giving you that slight edge. For the Flask of Wonders Physic, you're really just going to want to have the Lightning Shrouded Crack tier equipped, as this will temporarily boost lightning attacks, which synergizes perfectly with the Lightning Perfume Bottle as well as the Ash of War that we'll be using for this build. So normally I would stop the video at this point and just let the gameplay do the talking, but there are a few things in this build that I kind of found out as I was playing, and I'm not sure a lot of people know about. So the first thing, and I mentioned this earlier, is that you can actually equip the Lightning Perfume Bottle in both hands. This goes for all perfume bottles as well. It's a lot like the fist weapons. And the second thing is, the perfume bottles have this very strange running attack where if you start running and then hold down R2, you'll actually do this sweeping motion. And while it doesn't do all that much damage, it was still an interesting gameplay aspect that I didn't know about. So don't get me wrong, a lot of the damage you see in this gameplay is really good. But if we're laying all of our cards on the table, and being completely honest, there's definitely some more meta builds out there that you can be using if you're really just trying to DPS your way through the game. Personally, I like to switch things up and use some niche things such as perfume bottles and crossbows and stuff of that sort. But even with that being said, as you can see, even just by some of this gameplay, I mean, look at this Crucible Knight. Arguably one of the more difficult enemies in the game, and it's only taking a few hits to take this guy out. So yeah, if you're looking for a way to spice up the gameplay a little bit here, the perfume bottle is definitely an interesting option. Even post-patch, as you can see, it's still relatively good. Now at this point, I'm going to let the gameplay do the talking. Hopefully this video was helpful. If you have any talisman recommendations or ways that you would tweak the build, let me know in the comments, and thank you so much for watching.